to thank our guests for this evening, the Clingers, lovely girls, Leigh French, and our special guest star, the very talented Anthony Newley.
Hey, hey. And we'd like to thank everybody, and we do mean everybody who helped put the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour on the air this season, right? Comedy Hour. I talk like Ed Sullivan. Comedy Hour.
Probably because of the terrible sore in your mouth, so we can forgive you during this.
Okay, who do we want to start with first?
We'd like to thank all those people. We'd like to start off with thanking our director, Mr. Tim Kiley.
Our producers, Alan Bly and George Sunga.
Our writers, Bob Einstein, Steve Martin, Carl Gottlieb, Paul Wayne, Larry Roman, and John Barrett.
And our musical director, Nelson Riddle and the Nelson Riddle Orchestra. Hey, hey!
And our choral director, the Jimmy Joyce with his Jimmy Joyce Singers.
No, he's popularly known as Jimmy Juice. And our art director, Romaine Johnston, and his associate producer, and our associate producer, Nanette Island.
Our choreographer, Ron Poindexter, and the 80 talented toes of the Ron Poindexter Dancers.
That's right. Who else?
We'd like to thank also Chuck Braverman, our young filmmaker who made those beautiful films.
Right. And our costume designer, Sal Anthony, and his assistant, Helen O'Leary, and our talent consultant, Lana Newman, and our assistant to the producers, Mimi Sewell, and our announcer, the one and only Roger Carroll.
Our musical consultant, Mr. Jimmy Dale, and the two charming production assistants, Natalie Goodman, Bridget Jensen, and, of course, our receptionist, Diane Nissel.
Oh, yes, sir. And the technicians who make the wheels go round, Associate Director Bob Lehendro, Lighting Director Art Roberts, Technical Director Robert Schultz, and Audio Dick Oldecker.
You're doing very well.
I'm very good for a sore in my mouth. Stage managers also we'd like to thank very much because they are so important. Ray Sneath and Peter Barth. And also the guy who puts the tapes together when we have a little problems, he edits it, Mr. James E. Brady. And our, right, good old Brady there.
Who is also known as Jimmy Juicer.
Jimmy Juicer, he's the juicer of Jimmy. And our grips and stage hands and lighting technicians, all of them. They are.
And we'd like to also thank our makeup man, Ben Nye.
He does a good job on you.
Our hairdresser, Edie Panda.
Very good job on you.
The assistant art director, Jim Newton, and set decorator, Charlie Kreiner.
Yeah.
And those wizards with the cue cards who keep us going, Cue Cards, Inc.
Cue Cards, Inc. They misspell everything. And, of course, I don't want to forget to thank my lovely secretary, Madeline Smith.
And I'd like to also thank...
Look at that stuff. Oh, wow.
And I'd like my secretary, to thank my secretary, who is part of the show tonight, my secretary, Judy.
Judy. Hey, and I would not like to forget our production consultant, a very, very important man, Mr. Jerry McPhee. Hi, Jerry.
Our executive producer, the charming and talented, gracious and witty, Mr. Ken Fritz.
Yeah. Look at that, Kenny. Ken Fritz, he's come a long way.
Yes?
Yeah.
A lot of hair on his face now.
Look at that hair. He had a crew cut when we found him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's all of it. The talent, the brains, and the muscle that it takes to put on a show like this.
Just wait a second. But we've thanked everybody here. We thank you very much for putting on the show, but there's one group of people we haven't thanked, and we...
You don't have to thank me, Tommy.
I thank you, too, by the way. I didn't have a chance to thank you.
I'm a whole group, I know that.
You've been a pillar during a lot of problems. But more than anything, we'd like to thank the viewers.
Right.
We want to thank you for continuing to watch the Smothers Brothers show, and we want to thank you very much for your support. You know, there was a producer on CBS, an executive producer of Hawaii Five-0, Leonard Freeman, and he made a quote. He said, "Most of TV manages to deal with nothing that happens to people between the time they are born and the time they die. We never touch the nerve centers of the society we are in."
It's a very heavy quote, too. And we have a certain point of view in the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, and we feel that entertainment should contain some opinion, social comment, and should mirror the social changes that are happening in this great country.
Now, we have dealt in satire and social comment on our show, and sometimes we've missed our point. And every time we have missed the point, we want to apologize to those people we have offended. We particularly had some fun, satirical fun, with Lyndon Johnson, our president, during the past couple of seasons.
I remember him.
And sometimes we overdid it. And just in November, we sent him a letter apologizing for overlooking some of the worthwhile things that he accomplished in his administration while he was president.
And he replied to our letter with a beautiful statement, and I'd like to read you a couple short paragraphs on the letter that the president did send us. To be genuinely funny at a time when the world is in crisis is a task that would tax the talents of a genius. To be consistently fair when standards of fair play are constantly questioned demands the wisdom of a saint. It is part of the price of leadership of this great and free nation to be the target of clever satirists. You have given the gift of laughter to our people. May we never grow so somber or self-important that we fail to appreciate the humor in our lives.
It was a beautiful statement by a man who took a great deal of abuse and never once lost his dignity. You know, I once suggested to the network here that there should be an hour of adult programming every week, 1 hour, so that we figured we could express maybe some of our opinions on the things that are happening in the country without having angry letters coming in from parents objecting to the truth.
Right.
I made a grave error in that suggestion.
You certainly
because
did.
I should have requested 1 hour of youth programming. It seems that the younger people understand and question and are not particularly offended by controversy and sometimes even welcome it. Now, if the Smothers Brothers had 1 hour of youth programming every week, I think all the kids could then send their parents to bed with a bottle or go have them send them out on witch hunts. And because honestly, and I mean this sincerely, both Dick and I don't want to be a bad influence on the grown-ups and have them doing things they shouldn't be doing. You know, for example, there was a 14-year-old listener who wrote in and said, TV censorship is not letting you see what you already know.
That's right. You know, you've probably been reading and hearing about our problem here at CBS, and we feel that we owe you viewers an explanation. So Tommy, why don't you tell them about our problems here?
What problem? Did you guys hear about any problems? No problems here.
No, you know, you mean there's a certain problems of contention that we have.
Well, you are our viewers, and as an obligation to our viewers who have been so important to us, you know, we've had many things I'm sure you're aware of, indirectly or directly, things that have been censored from our shows for the past three seasons. There was a sketch with Elaine May on censorship, which of course was censored.
Right.
And we also had
a bad taste. That's what.
Yeah. We also had an interview with Dr. Spock, which is not allowed on the air because Dr. Spock is a convicted felon.
Terrible.
And we've sent out some people to start burning his baby books.
22 million of them.
Yeah. And we had various censorship cuts on about 75% of the season. We've had something cut out of our shows.
And a lot of you viewers have maybe been puzzled just recently when one of our shows, the Joan Baez and Jackie Mason show, was canceled, and in place, the last minute, was a rerun. Right?
They were probably puzzled, but
I was puzzled. I turned it on. I said, "That doesn't look like the show we did last week."
But that show that was taken off, it was, however, seen in Canada.
Right.
As a result, there's a lot of Canadians running around freaked out, not knowing what to do. So logically, I think we could assume that CBS is considering canceling the entire country of Canada.
Right.
So we'd like to thank our entire staff, all these people here that helped put on the show for you people out there. And please keep those cards and letters coming if you have anything good to say. Right. So, good night and peace.
Also appearing on tonight's show is Bob Einstein. This is Roger Carey.